Hello everybody, happy Veterans Day and happy Snapshot Day because Minecraft just released Snapshot 25w46a. And with it comes just some final changes that we will be seeing here in terms of snapshots. I believe we are officially within the polishing stage. Mojang has announced that the final features are in testing, which was the netherite horse armor, I believe. So it's time to go ahead and get to the polishing side of things, which means we're probably one or two more snapshots left in the cycle before we start seeing pre-releases. There's not a ton of new things in the snapshot because it is polishing, and in fact they even outright just say it that they were putting some additional polish on the upcoming features for Mounts of Mayhem, and that they also changed the spawn eggs in the creative inventory for some thematic flair. There's also some technical changes in the background so that resource pack makers have a lot more creative freedom. So let's go ahead and get into all of that right now. So our first bit of polish is that parched are now immune to a weakness effect. So if you make them like shoot each other, they're not going to weaken themselves while trying to kill you. Horses, mules, donkeys, camels, zombie horses, and camel husks will not panic if controlled by mobs. So now when you hit a zombie horse with a zombie on top of it, it's not going to run around and be scared. It will now be a very controlled creature. And then also the Nautilus and zombie Nautiluses will play a dash sound when they perform their dash attack. There's an interesting one here. Spears no longer cause item interact vibrations. This just means that the spear will not interact with the sculk sensor or calibrated sculk sensor with the item interact vibration frequency. So this means that it may do other types of vibrations, but it will not do the item interact one. As mentioned earlier, spawn eggs are now sorted out a little bit differently in the creative inventory. You'll probably see it on screen, but the order that it runs in starts with overworld, and then within the overworld category, you have farm animals, mounts, pets, wild animals, aquatic, miscellaneous, golems, villagers, undead, spiders, monsters, illagers. And then your next section would be nether, and then the section after that is the end. Couple of other small changes, one that's really interesting to me as well. So they added an inventory UI for Nautilus and Zombie Nautilus. They renamed the Show Music Toast option to Music Toast, which is just fine. And then my favorite addition here to the UI is a reference to something that happened very recently, and it's the splash text, "One does not simply walk to the far lands." And then it says here, developers note this statement was proven false on October 4th, 2025. This is a reference to Kurt J. Mack's journey to the far lands. After a very, very long journey, I believe 14 years, Kurt J. Mack finally reached the far lands. And it was a very momentous occasion. If you guys haven't heard about it, I encourage you guys to go check out some information about that. It's really interesting. There's also a lot of technical changes here that I'm not going to cover because I'm not really qualified for it, but I can tell you there's a lot of bug fixes as well. So feel free to check all those out if that's something that interests you. It's in the link in the description right underneath the like and subscribe button. I appreciate you guys for watching. I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye, everybody.